everyone, it's Jennifer from Sparkle and Splatter. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful little friendship bracelet that adds a little spiral all the way around. It's a very easy bracelet to make, and we're going to learn how to make this a button closure friendship bracelet, so you don't have to tie it on and leave it on. You can take it on and off like a regular bracelet. So we're going to go through all the steps together. For this project, you'll need a pair of scissors. You'll need some tape or something to clip your bracelet down while you're working on it. I have here some washi tape. You'll need a thin needle, something that's thin enough to pass through the holes of a button, like that. You'll need a small button, something fun and unique to use as a clasp for your bracelet. And then you'll need some embroidery floss. I have a bunch of colors here, and just pick whatever colors you like. This is very inexpensive at the craft store, so you can use whatever colors. I picked some fun kind of summery colors. So what we want to do is set up the embroidery floss first. So when you have a skein of this, it comes wrapped up. If you pop these sleeves off, it's going to get all tangly. So just look for the end of your embroidery floss like that and hold it in place, and you can just cleanly and easily pull it out, okay? So what you want to do is, for all of your colors, you want to pull out about 2 feet, okay? All right, so pull a strand from each color, like so. And what you can do even is do them at the same time. So line up your ends and just get them all nice and neat. And let's grab this orange one. These colors are so fun together. They kind of remind me of like a beach ball or something. All right, and then we're just going to pull all the colors out. You can hold them all at once too, even, until you have the same length for all of your colors, okay? So go ahead and do that until you have the same length for them, and then grab your scissors and give them a snip. Then what you're going to do is fold your little bundle in half, okay? See how I have a loop at the top and my ends are at the bottom? You're going to kind of fold it in half, line up the bottom edges like that, and you're going to make a small loop, okay? So just put maybe like a finger, that amount, okay? Just a small little loop at the top. So what you can do is put your finger there, and then just to get a measurement, and then sort of pinch it. And then what you're going to do is, holding that down where you want it, wrap it around your fingers to make a loop, and then make, see how I'm pinching it? Send those ends in, and then you're going to tighten it to where you marked it with your finger to make the loop, okay? You don't want the loop to be huge, but you want it to be able to get your button through later, okay? So once you have your loop made, get it nice and tight like that. And then you're going to take a piece of your tape. You could use a binder clip and clip it to something. You could have a friend hold it. You could clip it to a clipboard, something like that. You could hook it onto a nail. All right, so just get a piece of tape if you're using the tape and tear. It doesn't have to be fancy washi tape. It could be a piece of masking tape or scotch tape or something like that. Now I'm going to zoom in so you can really see what I'm doing here. We're going to tape this loop down. You don't want to tape it under the knot because we're going to be working up against the knot, but you just want to tape it and really press it down because we want it to hold really nicely. Next, what we're going to do is separate the colors we want, okay? So choose the first color you'd like to use for your bracelet. I'm going to go with this pretty aqua color, and we're going to move one color off to the right, okay? So just separate the first color you want to use, and then the stuff that's hanging down, you want to get it nice and smooth and make sure there's no loops or wrinkles in it, okay? All right, and this is very easy. The first thing you want to do is take your floss, and you're going to make this first color come off to the right and this stuff hang down. Then what you're going to do is put your finger here to like sort of tack it down and flip it over top of your bundle of other colors. Then you're going to grab that bundle and you're going to go into this opening here and grab that end. And we're going to tighten it up, and then we're going to sort of squish it up to the top like that, okay? Let's do that again. Put your finger down, sort of like a backwards 4, okay? Now lift that up, come up under, grab your strands, and tighten, okay? Now let's see a close-up of that. Make a 4, flip it over, lift up, grab the end, and tighten it up, okay? Now what you're going to do is we're going to work this method for a little ways until you want to switch colors, okay? So let's do a couple more of these. See how I'm sort of working it like to getting everything nice and neat? We're just going to do this all the way down, working our strands just like that, okay? Work your strands, work your strands, okay? Now I'm about ready to switch colors. So decide what color you want to do next, okay? We have our aqua. I think I'm going to go with the yellow, okay? So what you want to do now is make that aqua go straight down, back with the other colors. And we're going to grab our yellow. I'm going to do the yellow next. And we're going to grab our other yellow, because remember we folded in half, so you'll have 2 strands of each color. We're going to make everything here go downward, and we're going to start doing the same thing with the yellow. Okay, so make your backwards 4, and do the same thing. Tuck it up under, and pull. Okay, backwards 4, bring those tails up under, and tighten. Okay. And we're just going to do this. Now, you can make your stripes different widths. You could make this a thinner stripe if you want. I'm going to kind of try and do these about the same just to keep it nice and even. But feel free to get as creative as you like. Okay, we're just working those strands. And then what you want to do is work your yellow till you're ready for another color and then repeat, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and continue. Now that we know how to switch colors, now that we know how to wrap it, I'm going to go ahead and continue with my striping. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you how to finish off your bracelet and to add a button clasp so you can take it on and off. You don't have to tie it on permanently. It's more like a bracelet with a clasp, okay? So then once again, when you're ready to switch colors, just pull the color you want out and put the yellow back down straight, okay? So I'm going to continue with mine and we'll rejoin in just a moment and learn how to do the next part. So we worked all of our wraps in our order of our colors, and now we're ready to do our little button clasp. So as you can see, some of these strands are quite short. So let's work with the longest ones first. What we want to do is divide your strands of floss in half and then tie them just in a little knot at the bottom, just so you have a knot just to keep everything together. Okay, so just tie it a nice little knot at the bottom, just like that. And then I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure. Whenever you wear something, you always want to make sure when you're making something that you'll be putting on yourself and moving around, you always want to make sure that everything's tied very securely so it doesn't come apart. Okay, so just tie it nice and tight, and then we're going to grab our needle and we're going to just grab any of the longer strands. Even though we did the same amount of colors, you'll always have some strands that are longer than others. But what we want to do is just thread your needle with your floss like that. And then we're going to take our button and come up from the bottom, go in one of those holes, and we're just going to kind of move all this other stuff over for now. And then go back down and go around that same area a few times, okay? Now if you want to get really creative and kind of make like a color statement, when you do the crisscross, you can kind of drop that aqua and grab another color and thread that as well. You might need to, it's very, very tiny, so you might need to Give it a couple tries. Let me just zoom out so you can see here. Okay, and then you can take your pink and you can thread it in the opposite direction, okay? So that crisscross there, just bring it up from the back. Whoops. Let me get everything lined back up. Okay, we're gonna bring it up from the back and just go over top, okay? And just do that a few times. You don't have to do this, but I think it looks extra fun. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 times like I did the other one. Just like that. And then we can flip everything over. And we kind of got a lot going on back here. But what we can do is now tie a knot against the back of our button. And just try the best you can to get all those little stringy strands incorporated into your knot. Okay, it might look a little bit messy because everything's really, really short. But just try and get a nice tight knot back there with as many of the strands as you can, okay? And then I'm gonna go do that 2 passes on that. Get everything straightened out. Might have some stuff sticking up, it's okay. Just as long as you can get a nice tight knot in there. Make sure it looks good from the front. And then what you're gonna do is take your little scissors and just trim everything flush, okay? Just give it a nice little trim. And this will be the back of our button, so you won't see this as much, okay? So just gonna nice little trim and make sure everything looks good from the front. I still have a few little things sticking out, so let me just trim these little guys up here on the side. Okay? Now you can remove your tape or however you're securing your bracelet. And you have a loop that you can put your button through. Let me get all those lined up. They weren't lined up properly. There we go. And it makes a nice removable little friendship bracelet. And then you can put it on. You can give this to a friend. You can make a matching set for you and a friend. And it just makes the cutest little bracelet. So that is how you make a spiral button closure friendship bracelet. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and hit the subscribe button to get all the latest updates. Thanks again.